What's happening, everybody? Jeff Lightsy Jr. here with the Black Boss channel. Be sure to hit the thumbs up button, like, share, subscribe. Now, this is crazy. So, the Houston Rockets were supposed to take on the Oklahoma City Thunder, and that game has been canceled, postponed. It ain't happening. And here's why. All because of COVID haircuts, is what I'm going to call it. So, what happened was the Houston Rockets, they got a game. So a bunch of players want to get their hair cut. And I guess, somebody's on the team's a barber, or they brought in their barber or whatever. So a bunch of the players, John Wall, DeMarcus Cousins, Kenyon Martin Jr., a bunch of players all got together at an apartment and all got a haircut before the game that was supposed to be played today. And it turns out Kenyon Martin Jr., a rookie on their team, test positive for COVID. So he tested positive and then he tested negative. But because they don't know which one is which, players have to quarantine and they can't suit up 8 players that are required to play the game. Now, obviously, James Harden is a whole different situation. James Harden has been fined $50,000 and he wouldn't have been able to play in a game because he went to what he said was a friend's private party. But regardless, he was caught on camera, no mask, in a place that looked like a nightclub. So they just got a big mess down in Houston. Like it is a train wreck right now, and they have a first-year GM and a first-year head coach. Unfortunately, the head coach is black, so he's got to deal with all this craziness that is taking place in Houston. But I find it so crazy. You're like, damn, COVID haircuts. Like, what does that even mean? Well, I'm gonna read you the article produced by Adrian Wojnarowski of ESPN. He's basically said the reason why the Houston Rockets aren't playing is because a bunch of the players wanted to get a haircut. And unfortunate, what seemed so innocent as a haircut just went totally wrong. Although John Wall, this is from Woj, although John Wall, DeMarcus Cousins tested negative for the coronavirus the morning of the Houston Rockets season opener on Wednesday, they could still be absent. So the game's been postponed. This article's a little dated, but I'm trying to get to the part. Contact tracing protocols caused the Rockets to send home 3 players Wednesday after rookie Kenyon Martin Jr. returned a positive coronavirus test. Needed to be tested again for confirmation, sources said. The league announced later Wednesday the Rockets game against Oklahoma City was postponed. Yeah, I mean, who knows when they're going to be able to fit this game in with this crazy 72-game schedule and all this craziness. But, I mean, hopefully they'll be able to fit it in. Wall, Cousins, Martin were among Rockets players that tested in the team facility getting haircuts. See, players at a player's apartment away from the team facility getting haircuts. Sources said the Rockets listed Martin as not with the team, self-isolating for the opener against Oklahoma City. The sources told ESPN he was awaiting further test results to confirm the original positive. So apparently, since this article has been released, he has tested negative. And because of that, so he's tested negative, he's tested positive, and all this. So regardless, none of them could play. So this is just insane to me. And this is something that the NBA is going to have to deal with. As we all know, coronavirus is real, and people every day get COVID, every single day. And now that the NBA is no longer in their bubble, their players are going to get COVID. So I've been willing, and ready to see how they handle this. And they handled it by postponing the game as of now. But what happens when there's so many postponements? Or what happens if there's an outbreak within the team? Or what happens when, we see kind of what they're doing with players who seem to break the rules. They found James Harden in violation for going to this gathering. They said he was in violation. They fined him $50,000, and there's still potential that he could be suspended. But as of right now, it doesn't look like they're going to suspend him. Thank God, because I think that would be really stupid. But a haircut, players getting haircuts. This is how crazy the virus can spread, and this is how interesting the NBA is going to be, because a haircut, a simple haircut, is what's causing the Rockets and the Thunder, both teams. Because that's the thing. When one team can't play, that means the other team can't play. If the Rockets can't play, the Thunder can't play. So now the Thunder haven't played a game this season. And now the Thunder are going to have to adjust their schedule. And now along with the Rockets are the ones that have the issue, but the Thunder are going to have to adjust their schedule. And this is going to be something that we saw in the college ranks, right? We see college basketball right now every single day. Games are getting canceled, postponed, or whatever. Throughout college football, every single week, we saw teams canceling games, postponing games, all of that stuff. Teams dropping out of bowl games as the days go by. And so now the NBA is going to get their turn, because they were fortunate enough to have that, $100 million, $200 million bubble down in Orlando. Well, this ain't a bubble no more. Now that people are out with their families, now that people are going to be irresponsible, now that people can go out to clubs, certain cities are open. So you know folks are going to go out. Like, we know it. We just seen Dwayne Haskins, who started a game for an NFL team, go out and hang out with some strippers for a birthday party. We see James Harden on the Rockets hanging out with no mask in nightclubs. So it's going to happen throughout the league, and it's going to be interesting to see how they handle it. Let me know your thoughts down below. Once again, I'm Jeff Lightsy Jr. at the Black Boss Channel. Be sure to follow me on Instagram at JLightsy7 for exclusive content, and I will see you guys next time.